week was kind of a rough week. We lost many music heroes, and I'm going to be paying tribute to three of them in particular, beginning with Dave Greenfield, as we kicked off this show with No More Heroes by the Stranglers. A song with a message that we can kind of all understand, I feel, and that's so relevant to these days. But yes, we lost Dave Greenfield last week, and it doesn't matter how we lost him. I know people get excited about coronavirus-related stuff, but I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about just a great musician and the keyboardist of an iconic band that I happen to love. And the funny thing about the Stranglers is that they were part of a number of bands to come out of the English scene of the 70s and that were immediately labelled as punk rock. But everybody kind of knows that despite their energy and attitude, they were something else. They were a bit new wave, they were even a little proggy, and pop, they were different. And one of the things that really made them different, and one of the most obvious things that made them different, was precisely that keyboard played by Dave Greenfield. And it's pretty prominently featured on that song that we just heard, No More Heroes. It's not the only thing that made them different, but it's definitely one of the big elements that made them different. And No More Heroes is absolutely kick-ass, and that solo by Greenfield, awesome. I mean, when you think about the Stranglers, possibly the first thing that comes to your head is Golden Brown and that iconic harpsichord sound. Well, that song was largely written by Greenfield, who plays the harpsichord and the keyboard on that song. So, I mean, it's a masterpiece, one of the most original songs to have ever hit the pop charts at the time and ever. The reason why I decided not to play that one is because that song is too famous, you could argue. Like, I'm sure that was the song that radios played when the DJs talked about Dave Greenfield's death. So I just figured that because I'm such a fan of the band and all, and because this is my show, I should try a little harder and just play another song of theirs. I mean, No More Heroes is still quite a famous song by the Stranglers and pretty kick-ass, but in any case, Dave Greenfield, thank you, brother. We speak your name and we salute you. We're gonna miss you, buddy. And you may agree or disagree with me, but 71, too young to die. Too young to die this day and age. That's my opinion. In any case, I don't want the art movement to ever just be about the artists who have died during the week. I understand that death is a part of life and so on. But on this show, I will also talk about two other music artists who have left our terrestrial dimension because, it gives me a chance to celebrate their legacy, but also because they were among my favorites of all time. One of them is Florian Schneider of Kraftwerk fame, and I love them because to me, they really created a sound that reveled in electronics and that became in my mind the quintessential sound of continental Europe of the 20th century. And then, of course, on Saturday, we lost the legendary Little Richard, one of the architects of rock and roll, and boy, that was a hard one. I mean, that really hurt, and it still hurts. But we won't only be talking about music. As usual, I will be talking about other art form styles and waves that have rocked my world recently for one reason or another, and some that I absolutely hated. Because that can happen too. I mean, you can't like everything. And that's what the art movement is all about. Now, if you have any suggestions, feedback, or would like to just get in touch with me, the best way to do that is by visiting my website, inartematt.com. That's INARTEMATT.com. But if you do that, please make it relevant to my personal website. That's the rule. And once there, you will be also able to keep up with some of the various art-related content that I create. But for now, sit back and relax, get yourself a cold one or a hot one, whatever you prefer, or just get up and dance as we listen to the next tune. Get your go-go boots and freak out, because that too is what the art movement is all about.